Good afternoon, good morning, Facebook. This is Broadcasting Community. It's November 18th, it's Monday, and this is Stephen in Wiltshire in England. And David is out and about today, so won't be joining me. So I welcome your company as we explore broadcasting to your community. Now, I've been broadcasting for 4 years now and I enjoyed every single minute of it. And it's just the best way to network, to make new friends, and to build a community and broadcast to a community. So today I'm going to look at something which will help with building our communities. Problem is, well, Facebook has changed the way that Facebook Messenger works. And that gives us a problem. Because before every show, what we normally do is to send out a broadcast message which goes out to everybody who is interested in watching the show. Now, in January next year, January 2020, the 15th to be precise, Facebook are going to change the rules and they're going to start charging for broadcast messages. You could try and work your way around it, but the price that you pay if you get it wrong is that your page is marked down and may disappear. So it's not worth it. So what we do need is a way of communicating with our friends and viewers, which is not dependent on Facebook Messenger. Otherwise, we're given the choice of actually paying for Facebook Messenger, which goes a bit against the grain. Now, this is only for broadcasts. One-to-one on Facebook Messenger stays as it always was. Right, just a note, if you're watching anywhere but the show with David page, then the link to actually join me live is up above. Click that link and you'd be watching the live show. And when you make a comment, I can feature it on screen like this one. Okay, just making sure the comments are working and that I'm actually live, which is good. Right, okay, let's start looking at how, well, I'm going to go to my agenda at the moment and say welcome to the show. Okay, if you're watching the replay, there's some good stuff coming up, and it's all about getting ready for 2020 and building and communicating with your audience. And this is broadcasting to your, that's going to scroll eventually, and it's going to say broadcasting to your community. It does. Success. Okay. Now, today's show is all around contacting. Just a minute. I need to make an alteration. Okay, let's take that off. Put it back on again. Nope, still wrong. Let's try again. Third time lucky. This is live. Anything can go wrong. Contacting viewers. Now, if I type that in the first place, then life would have been a lot easier. If you are watching live, please do comment. And if you want to join me on camera, I'm going to post a link so you can actually join me on camera. So the link is being posted now. I'm just going to go over here and post it there. Okay. And say hello to Dom. Dom, nice to see you. And there's the link to actually join me if you wish. Okay, now I've got some things lined up because I knew David wasn't going to be here today. So the first thing I want to do is to bring up a video. So I'm going to bring the video on screen. I'm going to turn off my camera. Okay, so you can still hear me. You still see me. I'm going to turn off my camera and I am going to play the video. turn my camera back on. So that's what we're actually talking about. It's actually automatically reaching out to your viewers. And we need to be able to build an audience. And this is what it's all about. And I'm going to welcome Dom and say hello. And hopefully um, everything will be okay. Um, hello.
Hey there, Steven. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
Oh, not too bad. I just got back from an MS Society Christmas card building program,
Uh-huh.
and I actually designed the logo to go on the poster for the advertisement for it. So that was kind of cool.
Uh-huh. Good.
And I got I'm very excited. I'm going to be speaking to students here at our local college in Lambton College. And unfortunately, David has already told me that he won't be able to make it. He is teaching his live streaming course.
Well, yeah,
So,
he got the job at the college. He's got the tutorship at
yeah,
the college, hasn't he?
yeah, he
Um,
does. And he's not going to be available to come to watch, but it's going to be a joint effort between myself and Wendy Anderson of the MS Society here in Sarnia, and we've got 50 minutes to fill, and I've actually revamped my speech. I've added some stuff, and I'm going to include the students so they can be a part of the program, and then
mhm.
Wendy's going to take over and talk about the MS Society and about what she does. So,
And
yeah.
what does she do? What does she do?
She is the coordinator for all of the programs and services here in southwestern Ontario. And uh, she is the
Hmm.
one who gave me my very first public speaking uh, chance, actually, the one that Dave live streamed for me.
Hmm.
Um, and it was Wendy who gave me that opportunity. So, and I thanked her for that. That was amazing. And I've been slowly moving on. I've talked to the MS Society, like has an annual MS walk. I was asked to say a few words at the MS walk. Over 200 people present, and when I did that once before, I completely froze right up. And
Yeah.
this time around was nothing. Like it was, I said what I needed to say and
Yeah.
gave them all their well wishes while they went out for their walk and thanked them for doing so. And things are just starting to kind of snowball for me when it comes to public speaking.
Do you think that live video has helped? Doing the
I
lives?
I do actually. I've actually been stopped on the streets here in Sarnia, and I've had people say, "You're that guy," and I go, "Okay, what do you mean by that?" They say, "You're that guy in that video," meaning the one that Dave live streamed. I
Hmm.
say, "Oh, okay, yeah, that would be me." Because I've done so many more videos. I think since I've opened the group and started live streaming, I'm probably about 150 shows in total.
Yeah.
And that was just going live straight to the group every day for over a month. And then when I started live streaming, well, when I log into my be.live account, it says something like close to 70 shows. But that also includes the shows that I do with Corinder,
Mm-hmm.
which I'll be doing the show today for Corinder and I. He's actually, excuse me, flying on his way back to the UK at the moment.
Yeah, he's been on his travels, hasn't he? He's been across the world,
Yeah,
which is
and
great.
good for him. You
Mm.
know, I wish I was able to do the same, but unfortunately, I can't. So,
But we are able to travel the world and meet people through live video. I know it's not
yeah,
nowhere near as
yeah,
actually, but
yeah. Oh, God, I met yourself, Corinder, Dolly, Anita, uh, um, and Bruschetti.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and that it's great. Um, and my live streaming with my group and my page, it's helped, um, and it's bringing awareness to MS. Um, and I've got I wake up one morning, go from having about 360 followers on my page up to 380.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it does have something to do with the live streaming.
I totally agree. Live streaming is the best thing that's happened to be able to connect and build a network. And talking of people you've just mentioned, Dolly is helping you with the book. So
Yes,
my
she is.
question is, how is the book going?
We've got chapter 1 and 2
Oh,
finished.
yeah.
We're working on more chapters, and I will actually be speaking to Dolly in about 45 minutes. And we're going to talk about stuff that I had emailed her, and she's she's a great woman. She has ways of triggering memories that I've long since forgotten, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and bringing them to the forefront. And they're helping with the book. And I'm actually gonna forward her a copy of the speech that I'm going to be doing this Friday. At There he is. How you
Hey
doing?
guys,
How's it going?
You're
You're
sideways.
I'm
Yeah.
sideways. Oh,
Right.
that
There you
There
better?
go.
you go. That's better. Yeah.
That's
Looks
better.
like it doesn't want to do that, eh? All right.
No. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good. I only got a couple minutes here. I'm actually in the studio here at CHOK, one of our radio stations here in Sarnia.
Oh, right on.
So I'm getting ready to put somebody on live here in a couple minutes. They're letting me produce things today.
Oh,
But I
good.
thought I'd give
Oh,
you a
nice.
sneak peek behind the scenes.
Okay,
Oh,
it's over to
nice.
you.
So there's everything that runs all the music and the commercials and everything, and there's I call it the motherboard.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Just probably what you'd expect there, and see it's okay. Yeah, I'm here till 2 o'clock today. So Stephen, I really appreciate you coming in and looking after things again today.
and,
That's it for me.
I'm kind of bummed that you're not able to join me this Friday, but maybe I don't know. See if I can't get somebody to record it.
Yeah, well, I teach my class from 12:30 to 3:30, and I thought of bringing my class in, but it might be a little too short notice for that. So
Um,
my other
your
boss
best,
is kicking me out of the way here.
your best bet would be to contact Amanda Musklow.
Right. Well,
Uh,
see what I can do. But I know you're
she's
going to do great whether I'm there or not.
well, no. And things are, like I told Steven, are starting to snowball for me.
That's awesome.
It's finding the people who have the connections, and just to make that connection, it was amazing. And it was through Dale.
It's all about building relationships, man.
Yep, and that was through Dale Mosley, actually. Dale Mosley and
Awesome.
introduced me to Amanda. So
Yeah, Dale's a good guy. Well, I hate to cut it short, but Steven, you take me out. I got to run. I got to get back and do some real work. Thanks again, guys.
Okay.
Take care,
Cheers,
everybody.
David. Bye.
Dave,
So I'm going to remove David, and he's gone, and we're back.
there we go.
Okay, live.
That was interesting. I've never seen me inside of a radio station before.
Well, the radio stations, I mean, we've got a radio station here in Devizes, and they operate out of a cupboard. But it's so small, yeah, because for a radio station, you just need the transmitting software, and you're away. So you don't need a big space. Yeah, it's not like the BBC or CNN or, it's just anywhere.
Yeah, and we actually have 3 radio stations here in Sarnia.
Mm-hmm.
We have CHOK. We have the 99.9 Fox FM, and we have K106.3 FM.
Right. And do they all do the same thing, or do they concentrate on different things?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, you'd have to ask Dave. I think on CHOK now broadcasts. They used to do mostly news and follow the Blue Jays baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't listened to CHOK in years now, but I do know that they're now playing a plethora of different types of music. They used to just play country. So and now they're playing everything. So,
yeah, well, playing music on the radio costs money because you've got to pay the royalties, you've got to pay the license fee. I mean, we looked at that. Fons and I looked at doing that in the UK, but we'd be transmitting globally, and it would cost us more than sort of $1,500 a year to do it. So we decided that was a bit expensive, but I would like to host a radio station, so I'm working on it. But it will not be playing music, because that's where the money comes in. If you've got people talking, then you don't pay any license fees to anybody. So that's the way I'm going, and I'm hoping to get the podcasts that come off the shows and put those on the radio. So that's my grand plan. Yeah, we've got a radio station in Devizes called Fantasy Radio. It's been going about 20 years, and that's a mix of talk show, music, and local news and interviews. And about 5 weeks ago, we were invited into the studio, which is why I know it's very small. And we talked about twinning, which is basically where we go to visit France and Germany every 3 years. They come over to us, and we stay with each other's families. And it's a great way to actually bring countries together. And we went in to talk about and to promote that, because we've got a situation that a change. When it all started 50 years ago, the situation was that going abroad, traveling abroad, was a novelty. People couldn't afford to do it. Now, $50, but in Europe, $50 will get you a flight to Rome. So we're living in a changed world, and we're always looking for new members. So
and I know to fly from Canada to Cuba for an all-inclusive trip, I think you can get for just under $1,000 Canadian.
Yeah,
and maybe like 800. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask my youngest daughter's mother. She just came back from Cuba, so she would know the prices. She's been a few times, so. But I did a Facebook chat with her while she was in Cuba, and when she turned her phone around and showed me the beach and the ocean from her room, absolutely stunning,
Mm.
crystal clear blue waters, and but she did say though it is very humid, and it was hitting the mid high 90-degree Fahrenheit weather. So if you can't take the heat, Cuba's not a place to go. But it's absolutely stunning. Pictures I've seen.
Mm. Right. Okay. We're going to take a break for a short advertisement, which I'm going to bring up on screen.
Okay.
So I'm bringing it up on screen, and then I'm going to switch my camera off if I can. I'll put that full screen. That's probably the best way. Okay. So this is a short advertisement to celebrate the fact that we're live on YouTube tomorrow. And
That's impressive, Stephen.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Have you had a chance to go live on YouTube yet?
Not as of yet. I want to try to figure out. I do have a YouTube channel, but I haven't used it in probably 12 or 13 years, so I don't know how to go about recovering it. But I'd like to be able to download my live feeds, the replays, and put it up on my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
But I have not the foggiest idea how to do any of that because and what I do on live streaming is about the extent of my knowledge of technology. So I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
you mastered going live on be.live and moving the videos easier than that, a lot easier than that. In fact, I'll put together, if you want, a set of step-by-step instructions, because basically, I'll run through it now, but you go to your profile on be.live, you go to my streams,
Okay.
and it shows you the streams that you've done, and underneath it says download. Yeah. And you actually download the video onto your hard drive.
Okay.
Right. And then you go to YouTube and you press the upload button on YouTube. You tell it which video, and that essentially is all it is. So download it from be.live, upload it to YouTube, and the whole thing takes about 5 minutes. So I'll write down what I've just said, and if you get any problems, because YouTube is a totally different audience. It's YouTube is the world's second largest search engine. So if you were to put the video on there, then you'd be found outside Facebook. Incredibly, Facebook's got 2.3 billion users, but that is not everybody. There are lots of people I know who've never been, who wouldn't go near Facebook, but will watch videos on YouTube. And the other thing is that when people go to YouTube to watch videos, that's all they're doing. They're not scrolling a timeline. They're actually watching the videos. So our show tomorrow will be, well, interesting. Either people will come and watch us, or they won't. we might be sat there talking to ourselves. But you've got to try.
That's kind of like the way it started for me when I first started live streaming. I didn't have very many followers, but as started gradually picking up the more I streamed, and with the information I've shared. And, people are interested in learning about MS. Well, I've got some shows that were quite a bit stronger than others that I think would do fantastic on YouTube. So
I agree. Because
uh,
I mean, the thing is that once you've got on there and you get your search phrases correct, then when
right,
people are searching, if I would put together a series of terms that you can actually use. Okay, obviously one of them is your name, which is always good,
right,
and then if you put MS Canada,
yeah,
and so if people are actually searching on Google for information about MS in Canada, then you stand a good chance of getting found. It's difficult because you've got to get. I know a lot of people who actually say, right, okay, I'm number one for the search term, and it's a long search term. And of course, they're number one for that term because nobody's using it. You've got you've got to get a mix between terms that people actually use and
yeah.
terms which identify you, and it's a trial and error thing. But
You want, you want something that's going to catch somebody's eye.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you got to sort of find something, a topic that people are going to be searching for, and then tie yourself into that topic.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've
and it
got
does take. Yeah.
I've got that video that Dave live streamed. I got it saved to my Facebook, but I'm not sure how to download it from the save file from on Facebook. But uh, actually, I don't even know how I had managed to save it. Um, maybe it was just a fluke. I don't know. No, and if I did that well, just on the video show network,
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine what it would do globally on YouTube.
Indeed, totally. I mean, it's a totally different situation on YouTube because you can push it out outside Facebook and get people to know about it. You can tweet about it. You can post on Instagram. You can do clips and post those on Instagram. A lot of things you can do to actually promote the show. Because if you've got the situation is, unless you're actually talking about the news. I mean, we do the show on Thursdays,
Right,
Blubbing for Britain.
right,
And that's on Thursday at 10 a.m., which
yeah,
is 5 a.m. Eastern, which is a bit early.
yeah,
But we go out at 10 a.m. because we've been doing it now for 4 years, and we talk about the news. Now,
right,
in terms of uh, the news is good for a couple of days and then it disappears. But the other shows that we do, you and I do,
yeah,
they're not dated in way, any way at all, and therefore you can promote any show that you've done anytime, because each show covers a slightly different topic, may have a different guest,
yeah,
and those shows you can carry on promoting, so that whereas on Facebook you do the show, people watch you live, and thank you everybody who's watching live, and then people come and watch the replay, and about 80% of the views are from replays. So if 10 people watch you live, 80 people will watch the replay.
right.
Whereas on YouTube, it starts as a replay. So, you know, um, it's a great place to actually get viewers.
Yeah,
Um,
I've noticed that when I go back and I review videos that I've done and notice that um, where it went from when I was actually live to those that were viewing to those that have viewed the replay, and I find more watch the replay myself than they do to watch it live.
that's true. Well, if you think about it, we go live when we want to.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we set a time which we think people are going to be about and,
Right.
and watching Facebook and scrolling down. They see us and they watch us. But the majority of people are out doing things or working or whatever when we're live. So they actually catch us on the replay. And it's always been that way, that 80% of the views will come from people watching the replay of a show rather than watching live.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a perfect time to actually go live. I mean,
No, not with all the different time zones.
oh yeah,
It's very hard to judge what would be a good time to go because of all the different time zones. Like Dolly's an hour behind me. You're 5 hours ahead of me.
correct.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that puts Bruschetti 6 or 7 ahead of me.
Yeah.
So, no, it's hard to set up a proper time. So,
It,
yeah,
it is, because if you take Australia into account,
right.
they're 11 hours ahead of me.
Oh, wow.
So to actually try and get it sorted, I know in the be.livers group, Daniel, the CEO, and Irene go live at 8 a.m. Eastern, which is 1 p.m. in the UK and just before midnight in Australia. So that just about catches everybody. Yeah. As soon as you get after 8 a.m. Eastern, then people start dropping out. So
Right.
there is no best time. You just got to sort of work out
Yeah.
where your viewers are. And most of the people watching live video are in the US and Canada. Yeah.
I do have a question for you there, Stephen.
Okay.
I've been asked by many people that know that I live stream, how many countries is be.live seen in?
Okay. I can answer that. be.live is available in over 200 countries. Yeah. And literally people from around the globe actually watch the shows. Now, if somebody watches live and types a comment, we know who they are.
Yeah.
If somebody watches live and does nothing, then we don't know. But we do know if you go to your page and you click on the video and you then click on the reach, it will tell you how many people watched and for how long.
Right.
So that's just pick a video, have it playing, and then underneath the text, top right-hand corner, it says reach. Click the reach number, and that will tell you how many people watched. It will also tell you where they were.
Right.
So I know that for this show, because it's hosted on David's page, most of the viewers will be in Canada,
Right.
followed by the UK, because my audience, as it were, and then after that, it's spread over America and Europe, yeah, and occasionally Australia. But it's a fascinating topic, and so yeah.
It's just I didn't want to give them the wrong answer because I didn't know for sure. So I had, of course, ask somebody who actually knew how many countries that our streams are seen in. So
Yeah. Um,
I
it's yeah, it,
oh,
it's growing all the time.
yeah,
I mean, there are some countries we'll never be able to stream to. It would be good to have a Chinese audience, for example,
yeah,
but I don't think anybody in China will get to watch us as things are at the moment. But we go across Canada, all the states in the USA, all of South America, across to Africa, and then from Africa to the Middle East, from the Middle East to Singapore, from Singapore over to Australia, from Australia to Fiji, and then back to the United States. So we do cover the globe.
oh,
You know, And this is what fascinates me about live video, that you can reach out to so many people. And as we were just saying, YouTube gives you a new audience as well, and that increases the reach. Yeah,
That's awesome.
just,
But yeah, I will definitely look before I go live tomorrow, because I haven't been able to go live in a week because my computer crashed. So, and my tech guy was I'd say about 9 hours north. He was from Sarnia. He was up in Sudbury, Ontario,
mm-hmm.
and I just got back yesterday. So I finally got a hold of my nephew, who is a bit techy. He fixed my computer, and that's how I'm able to be here and speaking to you today. So,
kudos to him. I mean, the techies, I mean, the guys who actually create this software that we're using now,
yeah,
they're just amazing. I take my hat off to them that they've actually been able to create this. Basically, I mean, the system we're on now was written from scratch, and it just gets better every day. And I have no idea how they do it. I mean, I used to write software for a living, so I know something about coding, but I don't know how this is done. So to me, this is all magic, and I just accept the fact that if I plug my camera in and my microphone, then I can go live anytime I like.
one thing I do like about be.live is I'm looking off to my right. I see the orange circle with a smiley face, and before I joined you, it actually had a message in it for me from be.live. I can't remember what it said, but I'm sure I can find out when I do log back into be.live. But I just like the fact that be.live there is there 24/7.
Totally. And it enables us to actually reach out to people, engage an audience, entertain, inform, and educate. All of which we couldn't do without this. So you're speaking to Dolly shortly about the book.
And my computer is telling me in 22 minutes.
Right. Okay.
So I will be through then. And still working on a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
As we're looking to possibly be doing it at the Moose Lodge. Dave's talking to the Moose Lodge for me. And I'm got to get back and try and get in touch with the editor and publisher of a local newspaper.
Right.
See if we can get the story in there. Once people realize that it's a continuous donation that I'm contributing to the MS Society of 40% of the book sales. Even if the book is selling long after I'm gone, the MS Society will still get their cut. I didn't see that comment there, Stephen.
Right. So I'll read it out for you. Comment is from Barry Loxton. He says, Dom, do you have a timeline for finishing your book?
Yes, I do have a timeline. It has to be finished by May 15th and paid for by May 15th next year.
Right. So you've got, it's coming back now. 6 months.
6 months.
Right. Okay. And you started off by going local newspaper. And how can people get the word out for you?
They can, once I do share go live tomorrow. I will be talking about the book, and I will be posting the direct link to the GoFundMe page. They can go through PayPal or such, and and contribute that way. And I also want again, there, Stephen, thank you for your contribution. That was much appreciated.
Welcome.
But yeah, they can always go to my Talking MS page or my group Talking MS. There's always a copy of the book cover and the GoFundMe link on there. And once a fundraiser is up and going, that will also get advertised. So I know I need to be able to get down to Illinois, where Dolly is, for July 31st for the book gala for all the authors of 2020. And we'll be meeting the authors from 2019, which would be including Anita Myers.
Indeed.
So I'm looking forward to that, but the added expense of now getting my passport again and travel expense. I'm not a flyer, so I would have to rent a wheelchair accessible vehicle that I could bring equipment with me. So nobody's trying to physically pick me up because that's just not going to happen.
Right.
Nobody's Superman. And I'm a big guy. You can't tell on camera, but I am exactly 6 foot even at 180 pounds.
Right.
Yeah. With that, that's dead weight. Dead weight, double that. Right. So that's 360 pounds. So I don't. I don't know. It's
right. Okay. I've just had an idea. I don't know what you think about it. Because we've got be.live TV and we can record. What you could do, and I'll produce it. I'll produce it so you can actually record the story of the book, and then it only needs to be a video of a couple of minutes long, and then that video can be shared on Facebook by everybody you know.
Right on.
Yeah. So promoting video to actually promote. Because we know that if the video is 2-3 minutes long, then we can do certain things to make sure it gets seen.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that would be a fabulous idea.
Okay. Right. Any Wednesday you like, we can do that. Just on a Wednesday, take about half an hour to do. Yeah, this Wednesday or next Wednesday.
I've got this Wednesday's out. I'm busy completely the rest of the week. Next Wednesday would be better. So
okay, next Wednesday, pick a time.
That's the 27th, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm up in my chair by 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
So if we're to say 11 Eastern.
11 Eastern, yeah, that'll work great.
Right. Okay. Can do that. And we'll just record direct recording and then we can actually edit it and get a tight video all about the book and your story, and then that gives something to actually promote everywhere. Yeah,
That would be absolutely amazing, Stephen. I would
well,
so appreciate that.
we have the technology, we can do it.
Yeah.
So we'll make that happen.
Okay.
So if you're watching live now, thank you, and there will be a video to share to help Dom write the book and raise the funds necessary. And we'd just like you to actually share that video. As soon as it becomes available, we'll let the world know. Okay.
And one thing I can let you in on there, Stephen, I believe Dolly said once the book is completed, you should be able to start ordering it on Amazon, or maybe send a pre-order to Dolly herself. I think that's what she said, but I'll find out after I talk to her today. I'm not going to be able to talk to her next week. She's unavailable, but I know I understand she's I believe she's writing her fourth or fifth book. So she's quite busy with that as well, and I totally get it. And I'm a very patient person, so and the help she's giving me with this book, it's I honestly did not know anything about writing a book until I met Dolly. So
she is, how can I describe? You can't really describe Dolly. You've actually got to talk to her to understand where she's coming from. But she's a ball of energy. She's always on the go and doing things and supporting everybody. I've got a comment from Barry, which was saying, that'll be awesome, Stephen. Looking forward to seeing the promotional video. So we'll make that happen next week, Barry, and then Dom will give you a link and we'll all promote it. Dom, I know you've got a call in a few minutes, Dolly, and I've got to go. So would you like to close the show?
All right. Well, thank you everybody again for, like Stephen said, joining us today, and for everyone that commented, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated, and you'll see hopefully Stephen and David next week. And if not, then you'll more than likely get me again.
Indeed.
Take care for now.
Bye. Take care.